Let's take a little twirl around the rink with a morning skate edition of the Inside Edge. Here are your hosts, Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.
Today at the XL Energy Center, the Blue Jackets take on the Minnesota Wild. They will complete their season series against the Wild, having already won in Columbus a couple of months ago by the score of 4-0. Well, Jody, today the Blue Jackets trying to bounce back after that 4-3 loss in a shootout to the San Jose Sharks, and there were a lot of lessons that they could take out of that loss the other night, weren't there?
Yeah, there definitely were. And you learn a lot throughout the season. And I think these losses, first of all, you have to be happy with the effort. I mean, the San Jose Sharks feel pretty good about themselves. They're getting healthy. They have players back in the lineup. I thought the Blue Jackets played a very good game. It was an entertaining game. You get down to a shootout, losing a shootout. I really thought they could have got the extra point. But the feeling after that game was there was a little bit of they weren't totally upset and disappointed with themselves for getting that point. That was a huge point, and they know it. And they come into Minnesota here tonight, and you're talking about a team that's until their last game where they beat the Rangers, they had lost 3 in a row. They're a team that just kind of trying to find their way a little bit, but they do have some firepower. So the Jackets know you fly out here for one game, 2-hour flight, 1 hour time change, one game, and then head back home. They're here for business, and they're just getting on the ice here now. They look like they're fired up. Fedor Tutin is out there. That's a good sign for the Columbus Blue Jackets. You see Cam Atkinson there. He's just hanging out, sticking on the puck. Artem Anisimov is back on the ice. He missed last game because his wife had a baby girl, and he's very excited. We saw him on the plane yesterday. Hopefully he got some sleep last night. And, these guys are excited here this morning. Ryan Johansson is one of the players that's a big part of this team. He looks fired up. And this Blue Jackets team, they're a team that's going to be prepared for this game, and they know where they're at. You look at the Rangers, they won last night. Everybody knows that. The Flyers play the Penguins today. That's a big game that's coming up here soon. These are all things that are going on around the league. The Jackets know they have to take care of business, and this is a good test here tonight.
Actually, the Blue Jackets could use a little bit of help from the Penguins because that's going to be a home-and-home series with the Philadelphia Flyers this weekend. So if the Blue Jackets get a little bit of luck, the Penguins will win a couple of games against the Flyers. But they've got to take care of their own business, as you said here today. You mentioned Fedor Tutin back on the ice, which once again brings a big decision to Todd Richards, the head coach of this team, who's going to come out of the lineup. And that'll be a very interesting selection to see who does not play tonight.
You're right, and these are good problems to have if you're in the National Hockey League and you're a coaching staff. And players understand it. I mean, honestly, you look and you think the decisions that have to be made. Players realize when you're a part of something great, or there's something great going on with the team, there are tough decisions to be made. You don't want to be the guy to come out of the lineup. You want to be a big part of everything that's done on a daily basis. But circumstances arise and players get back, and you got to earn those minutes and that time due to, whether it's some guys need longer time in the league to earn that respect. Some guys have contract situations where they're going to be a big part no matter what. It's going to take a lot for them to come out of the lineup. And this now is another good problem to have for Todd Richards and his staff.
Well, the Minnesota Wild sitting in pretty good position right now. They've got the first wild card spot in the Western Conference with 79 points, and that puts them 4 points ahead of the Dallas Stars. They're playing in this very tough Central Division in the Western Conference, but with guys like Ryan Suter and Zach Parise, just to name a couple, this is a team that's tough to play against every night. And even though they have some offensive output, they still play that tight style of game. Just look back at their last game when they beat the New York Rangers. The score in that one was 2-1.
Yeah, they do, and they, like you say, they have that firepower. But they're definitely a team that likes to lock it down, and the Jackets can play a similar style. So, again, a good matchup here tonight. Two teams that are just hovering around. One day they'll be in the wild card, one day they'll be out, the next day they'll be up above that wild card line. So, kind of in the same situation in different conferences, obviously, but a team that Columbus is familiar with the recent move to the East. Yeah, not a lot this year, but from years past, there's guys I'm sure that are familiar. R.J. Umberger just skating by. I'm sure he's one that knows this building very well here in Minnesota.
Yeah, no question about that. There was one transaction yesterday. Cody Golubev got sent back to Springfield. Frederick St. Denis stays. St. Denis has not played in a game here yet, but I'm sure when you look at that decision as to who to send back, the reason is Cody Golubev's got to play. He's got to get into games. Not going to happen here, so they send him back down to the AHL.
You're probably right, and those are technical decisions to make, and that's probably the reason why something like that would happen. And he's a guy that got to come up here and play some great minutes while he was up. But there's also that thought that the Springfield team needs that guy back there. And, St. Denis, we mentioned the other day, he gets to hang around another couple days and be a part of this organization and see what's going on. And those are important details to pick up on for this young guy.
Golubev really made an impression on you in the game he played.
He played that with a little bit of bite, and I was really impressed with that because he's not a really big guy. But I was really impressed. They threw him in Nashville, and it was a tough building, a tough situation. I thought the defensive core for that game really locked it down. It's a term I used twice today. You notice that? And it was a good way to play, and I thought he fit in. And I saw him with some kind of back and forth battles with some of the Predators right in front of the net because I was located actually behind the net, and I just thought, I think that's what impressed me was his stand-up he had.
All right, well, right now he's back down as a member of the Springfield Falcons until such time as needed when the Blue Jackets need him. And as we know and we saw in that Nashville game, Cody Golubev will be ready. Tonight's game gets underway at 8 o'clock here at the XL Energy Center. Jody and I will be on the Blue Jackets radio network tonight, and that'll do it for this morning skate edition of the Inside Edge.
You've been listening to the morning skate edition of the Inside Edge. Come back every game day to get the breakdown from Bob McElligott and Jody Shelley.